is required. From our point of view, we are working vigorously on the recommendations that the experts made to us. And for instance, currently we see that with the pandemic, the distance learning. Currently, we see that with the pandemic, the distance learning platform and then the e-learning center and the information and technology system are all doing very well because the university is utilizing it to the full, provide education to our stakeholders, which is the students. And so the university is working on improving in other areas. And the university is very grateful for the opportunity because not only did it open up or reveal certain perceptions or confirm certain perceptions that are already there, but then we also had recommendations from the experts, and the university is working towards it, working those recommendations, and it's going well. So that is the way forward for us. And I encourage other institutions who haven't undergone this AQRM to do it, and they will benefit immensely. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Abigail. I would now like to introduce Colucci. She will make a few remarks before we get into our Q&A. She will make a few remarks. Elizabeth Colucci is currently a higher education consultant that specializes in strategic partnership and development cooperation, and she is serving as the Director of Projects for the Observatory of Relations between the European Union, serves as a platform between the European Union, Latin America, and different regions of the world. Notably, they focus in higher education and the research sector. She has also supported the transition of this organization towards its current global mandate. And Elizabeth also coordinates a number of EU-supported cooperation projects between Europe, Latin America, Asia, and Africa. And these projects are on topics ranging from research management to local development to quality assurance and accreditation. Elizabeth is currently coordinating this HAQUA Phase 2 project, which is harmonization of African quality assurance and accreditation. Elizabeth has also taught and provided lectures and published in topics related to higher education, internationalization, mobility, joint degrees, teaching and learning, etc. Elizabeth, we welcome you to make your presentation. Thank you, or your brief remarks. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
we can.
Okay, excellent, good. So
Please proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Nusra.
Yes, we can.
Thank you so much. No, very briefly, on behalf of the team that is implementing the HAQUA 2 initiative, which you have just learned has elaborated for you where we started with HAQUA in 2015 and how we've come to where we are today with HAQUA 2. This webinar is the first of a series. We look to other aspects of the general Pan-African Quality Assurance and Accreditation Framework, of which the AQRM, which you have just learned about, is a part. There are other important parts of this framework. So the AQRM is a piece of a bigger puzzle, and we hope to continue to elaborate and to present, and colleagues and practitioners and policymakers on the ground using these tools and instruments, like we've just heard from Dr. Makumbe and Ms. Abigail Anderson. And I thank them both for their presentations and for all the time and effort that they put in to receiving a verification visit for the AQRM. Many people in the university, in some instances, fighting against some resistance, But I think their presentations demonstrate how useful this quality culture and the importance of data in your own universities. So just a brief word from me, from the HAQUA implementing team, my organization, the Obrial Global Observatory, which has been introduced previously. We're delighted to be coordinating this initiative. We're delighted that HAQUA 2 is taking off. And we look forward to seeing you in future webinars and hopefully in future events when we all manage to travel again, which we hope will be in the near future. We shall see. But in the meantime, we stay connected and we offer you this opportunity. And I would like to stress again that this webinar will be repeated in the end of May, the 28th of May, in French, so that we can offer a more inclusive agenda and offer as well the same information to our Francophone colleagues. To Violet for her excellent presentation and to the other speakers. I hope we have time to answer a few of the questions that have come into the chat. I know we don't have much, but maybe we could answer a few. So thank you very much, and I turn it back to you, Nodomo.
Thank you very, very much, Elizabeth. We appreciate you. I will share these questions. The question that came from Professor Hortense Atta Diallo will be answered by Dr. Makuku. What strategies are we putting in place to involve Francophone and Lusophone? And then I'll also ask Professor Jonathan Mba from AAU to assist and respond to a question which has been asked by Dr. Petolo Modieka, who is from Botswana International University of Science and Technology. The question is related to the Southern African region and the fact that the Southern African Quality Assurance Network seems not to be strong enough. So the question is, how can you assist the Southern African region? There is also a question on whether as AAU we are involving private universities in the quality assurance process, and I will ask Dr. Violet Makuku to take that question. The last question is from Azila, and the question is, Professor Mba, if you could make comments on what strategies are in place for private universities to implement this laudable policy on quality assurance, given that implementation would cost quite a lot for these private institutions. So it's a question around private universities and the cost issues associated with the implementation. So I would like Dr. Makuku to come in and respond to the questions that I've assigned to her, after which Professor Mba will also respond. Thank you. Kwesi, can you assist Dr. Makuku?
Online as a presenter.
Okay.
Hello, Dr. Makuku. Yeah, she's coming now.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Makuku, are you coming on? Okay, thank you. But I think the sound is not coming out. If you could unmute yourself.
So can you switch on your microphone? Please switch on your microphone.
Okay, Professor Mba, are you ready? Kwesi, can we check on Professor Mba and
Yes, I've made Professor Mba a presenter now, so he can also equally switch on his microphone and make his submission. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Professor Mba, are you on?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I would like to add my voice in congratulating Dr. Makuku for an excellent presentation and for the two other presenters for their interventions. We at AAU support all the regional bodies, including Southern African Quality Assurance Network, SAQUAN, and other regional organizations. And we involve them as far as possible in our activities, our programs, and whatever things we are doing for the benefit of African higher education. So the Southern African region is not left out at all. We involve them in everything we do. And if you look at one of the slides that Dr. Makuku shot for us, the distribution of the participants, the 15 universities that participated in the AQRM evaluation exercise. There were some from Southern Africa. So the Southern African region is not left out. As a matter of fact, even though the number was small, 15, we ensure that all the 5 geographic regions of Africa and the 4 main linguistic groupings were involved in the exercise. And that is what we are going to do in the Hackathon exercise of the AQRM. We are going to ensure that Southern African region, as well as the other regions, are represented in the AQRM exercise. Concerning the private universities, just like I mentioned, the AQRM is for all higher education institutions. It's a tool for continuous self-improvement, and we involve all higher education institutions in Africa, both private and public, in the exercise. And so universities may not have the funds, and that is why we are getting funding from European Union Commission to visit a maximum of 150 during this Haka Phase 2 project. So the private universities are involved, and in the selection of the 150 universities that will participate in the AQRM exercise, private universities will be represented as well as the public ones. So we involve the private as well as the public universities in the AAU interventions. And so they should rest assured that they are not forgotten. And just to add to this, every year we hold an international conference on private university, the contribution of private universities to Africa's developmental efforts. We hold an annual conference on private universities. So private universities are never forgotten in our scheme of things. We know the importance of private provision of educational delivery, and we do our best to support them in everything we do. They complement the efforts of the public ones, and therefore they are partners in progress. So we involve private universities as well as the public ones in AAU's interventions. I don't know whether I've answered the two questions.
I think you've answered it well, Prof. Thank you so much. I'm checking whether Dr. Makuku is now able to speak. Kwesi, she seems to say her sound is disabled and she doesn't have the mic thing next to her. I don't know whether you can assist. Okay. And then there was another question, the last question, which came from Dr. Jeffrey Mukora, and he says that in the AQRM, African Quality Rating Mechanism, quality decision on each reference point and final quality decision is really made based on mathematical calculations and not through consensus. So he's asking, what is our take on this? Dr. Makuku, are you able now to respond?
I'm going to make Schneider's machine the presenter so Dr. Ho can present from Schneider's laptop. So give us a minute, please.
Okay. And then I don't think I have other questions, but I would ask Prof. Mba to respond to the question from Dr. Jeffrey Mukora. Professor Mba, did you get the question?
Yes, I did. Can I answer?
Yes, please. If you could respond, brief.
Okay, thank you very much. Dr. Jeffrey, what happened is that the AQRM is not a ranking instrument. It's a rating one, and it is based on a set of agreed criteria. These criteria were discussed among various stakeholders, and they were approved at the highest political level. That these are the criteria we are going to use to be able to rate ourselves, whether we are doing well or we are not doing well. And so for us to be able to say that we are doing well or not doing well, there should be a mathematical aspect to it. And that is why we put the numbers there. So rate from 0 to 4. And so it's not actually, you may call it arithmetic because it's simply addition and averaging that is being done. We sum up the values and then take the average and then see whether the average conforms to a particular measure within that scale. So there must be a way of trying to quantify what we are going to do. How you have fared in terms of your actual justice. And so that is why the arithmetic or the mathematical calculation he mentioned comes into play.
Thank you, Prof. Mba. Dr. Makuku, are you?
With you is what Azila has asked. He says people are worried about private universities, and just like Prof. Mba has rightly pointed, every university is part, but I see their issue is concerning financial obligations, and we are saying now in Aqua 2 we have about plus 100 site visits of the AQRM, and so they can apply and submit their data, and they can be selected just like everybody else. And the second one is strategies to get more people from Prof. Atta Diallo. We are going to work with social media. We will work with AAU TV. We will work with ambassadors, and we will work with the regional to share information. And lastly, on Prof. Jeff Mkora, I want to say even the numerical values, they just don't come. We also make sure after the interviews, after the high, and it's almost a true reflection because there's triangulation of what an institution claims to have. So in most cases, we are okay. Either the institution has scored itself lowly and we scored them higher, or they've scored them highly depending on the triangulation that has been done. Thank you, Nodu.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Makuku. Congratulations for an excellent presentation. It was just amazing. And also thank you to Dr. Rita Makumbi. Thank you also to Abigail Anderson. I would also like to thank Professor Etienne Hile, Miss Deidre Lennon, Elizabeth Kolushi. Thank you also to our wonderful participants. We look forward to seeing you in the next webinars that we will organize as the AAU. Of course, I will not forget Mr. Kwesi Sam, Irene Duffy, Schneider, because they work in the background to ensure that we have good webinars. Have a lovely afternoon or evening wherever you are. Thank you.